So I wasn't going to let 2020 end on a video I uploaded about a month and a half ago. I'd figured I'd wait till the exact moment that, New Year's Eve is happening to upload my last video of 2020, but better late than never. I don't know, I just haven't been in the mood to upload. So here's some brief impressions of Dirt 5, and this series is, I gotta say, after playing this for about an hour, I think 2 at this point, this series is having an identity crisis. It's a fun game, don't get me wrong, and I love the engine sounds of this car in particular. I've got a massive soft spot for turbo diesels, but that's not the core focus of this video. It's the core focus is just Dirt 1 to 3. I can't remember what Dirt 1 was called. It was just called Dirt, wasn't it? So yeah, Dirt 1 to 3 were, arcade rally games with like Rallycross and some more, yes, burps, arcadey modes and so on and so forth. Dirt 4 kind of went a more arcadey Dirt Rally, and then Dirt 5's gone back to Dirt 1 and 3 but without rallying, which is just weird. And I feel like it's indicative of kind of a bit of an identity crisis with the series and kind of the direction that the franchise is heading in as a whole. That being said, the game definitely hasn't lost any of its fun. Like, it's a really fun game to play, and the tracks are really well designed. Cars are, there's not as many as Dirt Rally 2.0, but there's definitely more rally raid vehicles for one, but there's less R5 rally cars, which, I love that category. I would have loved to have seen more, but there's just 4 in this in comparison to about 8 in Dirt Rally 2.0, but maybe it'll be added over time via DLC. Dirt 4 didn't get DLC as far as I could tell, but this most likely will, because it can, I guess. So yeah, the car varieties at the moment isn't too bad, and engine sounds, they're spot on. Gameplay, how the vehicle's handled, it feels great. At first it felt a bit floaty, but give it like one race or two and you'll get used to it pretty quickly. And I thought, because of the way the speedometer went, like how it doesn't show any RPMs or anything, it just shows a simplistic red line, that a manual might not be too fun, but it actually is a lot of fun. So I largely take from this a lot of positives. However, I'll have to go back to a bit of a negative here, because I've been kind of going through positives and negatives throughout this whole video. But this reminds me a bit of Grid 2019 in a way, because Grid 2019 was a little underwhelming to say the least. I recently got the Ultimate Edition of that game, which includes all the content, and there's not that much extra content. There's quite a few extra cars, and I think maybe a few tracks. I'm not actually sure. I haven't actually gone into it, but I don't think there's actually all that much, unfortunately. But yeah, that game was really underwhelming in the sense that it was just extremely repetitious and definitely was more or less rushed out. This has a similar vibe to it, but for different reasons. For one, this has been pushed out to almost be a showcase title for the Series S and Series X, which I still clearly don't have. This is running on a base Xbox One, well, more specifically the Xbox One S, and it shows in some areas. You still bizarrely get an option to prioritize frame rate or image quality, which I don't think would really matter with the Xbox One and One S, but you still get the option, which I think's nice. But I've obviously opted to go for frame rate, and you still get frame rate dips, and the game does go to some really bizarre low resolutions at points. And I'm not sure if it's a bug or a symptom of the low resolutions, but text, when you see drivers' names, it's like you've smeared Vaseline over your eyes. You just can't see them. You'll have a good example here. You can't see them. That being said, the visuals hold up pretty well. Trees don't have dedicated shadows or anything like that if you look at them closely, but everything's intact. It's running all right. It's there, but it's definitely a sign that the Xbox One is just done for with these releases. It's kind of sad. After Cyberpunk, my God. I was never excited for that game, and I never bought it. I haven't bought it. I'll buy it eventually when it's on sale and proper optimized for... I'll buy it when I get my Series X anyway, because I'm not touching that game with a 10-foot pole on this console. I'll give it a shot, but between this and Black Ops Cold War and Cyberpunk, the One X, the base one, sorry, is just, it's done for. It really is. So, another good example is this. It just looks so bland here. The game, it actually reminds me a little bit of WRC 8 on the Nintendo Switch, with just how pared back that was to run. It runs pretty well, all things considered, given it's a handheld, but you lose a lot of visual fidelity and a lot of clarity in the detail when it comes to trees and so on. It just reminds me a lot of that. So I don't really have much else to say other than that, really. It's been a month and a half since I last did a video, and the format is just unfamiliar to me now. I've got to train myself to get used to that again, and to actually start my intros properly. For some reason, I've just been struggling to get intros right in videos lately. I've always been like, oh, I'll say this, and then I'll stuff it up somehow, and then I'll just do several takes. So a lot of my videos lately have actually been involving like several takes, which is not fun at all, and can often just be really frustrating. So yeah, I eventually do want to get a Series X. It's widely rumored that down here in Australia anyway, it'll be in restock. It'll be restocked, sorry, not in restock. That doesn't make sense. But it'll be in stock in January. And if it is, then I'll probably end up actually buying one because I'm pretty happy to get one. And to be honest, I'll prioritize what goes onto the main SSD because I do have two 4TB external drives now, so I can kind of put like, you know, games that will get the 1X enhancements versus apparently you can still get like the Series S and Series X enhancements but without the faster loading on some games. So like depending on what, you know, what works without the SSD and what doesn't, I'll just go off there because I don't want to have to go through all of that at once because that'd be a bit of a pain and the storage card's really expensive. But yeah, that's pretty much the end of this video at this point. I'm sorry this is a bit of a scatterbrained video. I just wanted to get something out before the end of the year because we are approaching to 2021, which, by the way, it logically feels like that. Anyway, thanks for watching. I shall see you in the next video. See you later.